Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Let's party. You know, a party is a funny thing. Sometimes you just want to let loose and let go of all your troubles and doubts. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. But sometimes when you go to a bar, like Cheers, you don't always party. You just go there and chill. But I'm talking about going to a real kick ass house party. Somebody that can really throw a good time for their friends or family. It doesn't really matter. The concept of a party, I always feel, is almost letting your friends know how grateful you are of them, inviting them to your place and opening your home, your own little private area, and letting them in your world and thanking them for all the nice things they've done in the past, or maybe something they're going to do in the future. Who knows? But it's always a good time for the most part. Sometimes parties get out of control, sometimes shit gets broken, there's lots of fights that go down. Who knows? When it's a party atmosphere, you really never know what's going to happen. But how do you throw a kick ass party? Well, there's a man called Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, and now recently Buddy Love Combs. Now, if you're unaware of this guy, he sold multiple albums, multiple colognes, multiple alcohol, multiple pretty much everything. This guy is a businessman to a T. And as a businessman, as a good businessman, you definitely got to know how to treat a client or just treat your friends, and especially know how to throw a good party. Now, if you want to throw a good party like Mr. Diddy, this is what you do. First of all, you got to have some alcohol. That's a no brainer. You greet your guests with a cocktail. This will get the party off to a good start, and no one has to search out for a drink. Try a Diddy lemonade with vodka, or even just a classic Cosmopolitan. No problem. Well, every time I have a party, I can always assure people that I always have booze. And you have to. I always like to set up a nice little tray of shots. Maybe if it's Christmas, I'll have some Christmas gelatin shots. Have some vodka, have some whiskey, have some beer, have some tequila. Yeah, tequila. That'll get the party going. And like I said, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Yes, I actually did say that. And you actually have to do say that in on some invites, because someone drives drunk from your house and they get into an accident, you're liable. So let's keep that in mind. But at the same time, like I said, just be responsible. Know your limit. If you're already tipsy, just go with the vibe. You don't have to get completely shit faced and end up naked in a field. No, that's not right. It's funny, but it's not necessary. Music. Yes, the iPod is the easiest way. Make 3 or 4 playlists. Easy listening, dance, chill out, and switch between them as the night goes on. Very true. Now, usually when I have a party, I just have my TV on. I got my computer hooked up to my flat screen, and that's it. Everyone goes on YouTube. You feel like playing a song, that's it. But just remember, take turns. There's no rush. I mean, there's lots of great songs. Everything from Stevie Wonder to Travis Scott. Just go nuts. If you're in sicko mode, go for it. If you're in let's get it on mode, let's slow it down. Find a nice lady and just take your time. Just take your time. Themes. A theme be it black and white or Studio 54 disco, allows everyone to participate. Truman Capote's black and white ball was dubbed the party of the century. Now, a lot of people who don't know who Truman Capote was, he was a kick-ass writer. And this guy threw a lot of parties, had a lot of connections. So I truly believe that this guy could throw an awesome party. For those of you who don't know what Studio 54 is, Studio 54 was basically the best club of all time. I mean, they had people lining up for hours and hours every night. This was the spot. A lot of people say that when Michael Jackson went to Studio 54, that's pretty much what inspired him to make, great albums like Off the Wall and Thriller. He just wanted to put people in a good vibe. And that's what a good party is all about, just reading off the crowd and just listening to what they want, and, they just want to chill out, and you provide that service. Food. Match the food to the theme, and finger food is best. Then there's no balancing of glasses and plates. This I agree with 100%. Nobody can eat a beautiful steak standing up. I don't give a shit how skilled you are. It is impossible to cut a steak while holding a martini. Absolutely impossible. So finger foods is best. Something on the go. If you're drunk and stumbling, you just see that table of food and you're like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pick and choose what I want. I want some cheese balls or some fish sticks or chicken fingers, not the no-name brand, the good kind, like the Trailer Park Boys say. You gotta always have that good stuff. PC is pretty good. And just go nuts. I love to make these very simple cream cheese rolls. Now, my mom used to make them for me all the time. Then she said, you can just make them yourself. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm stupid. Yes, you can. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll try. And yeah, it turns out that they're extremely easy to make. So basically you get one of these like big pizzas, okay, that you'd use for a, tortilla, burrito, whatever, soft, of course. And you just put some cream cheese in there, use that kind of like the glue, and you put whatever you want in there. I always recommend ham. For some reason, the combination of pizza and cream cheese and ham always tastes good. If you want, you can chop up a couple green onions in there, put some chicken, some bacon, whatever. It's just very simple. And then you roll it up very tight as you can, that's what she said, and put them in the fridge for a good, let's say 12 to 24 hours. When they're nice and hard, that's what she said, you just take them out on the counter, or any chopping block you got, like it matters. And then, you take a very sharp knife, a kick-ass knife. If you got one of those samurai blades, use those. That's awesome. And you just chop them up into little circles, put them on a tray, and that's it. It's that simple. And you don't even have to have a lot of money for these. I mean, okay, sure, cream cheese can cost a little bit extra, but you know what? It's worth it. Bacon can cost extra if it's not on sale, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's all about putting it on a nice tray. Okay, even Jamie Foxx said one time, he was talking to Puff Daddy, he's like, yeah, Puff Daddy had like a million and a half plus party. He's like, dude, I can throw a party for $400. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to insult you, nothing like that. I'll show you how it's done. So he's got his nice house. That's already set up there, no worries there. And he's like, you get a good plate of chicken wings or whatever, and you serve it on a nice tray. Yeah, but it was on a nice tray, So I got a nice silver tray too. I have no idea how I fucking got it. I just assumed it was like my grandma's or something like that, and it just got passed on. I don't want it. I'm like, I'll take it. Cool, looks nice, shiny. And I just use that. And that's it. It's that simple. So you really don't need a lot of money to have a good party, but if you can, provide a lot of shit, and if people are drunk, they're not gonna give a shit if they're partying in a mansion or a shack. So as long as it's a good vibe, that's all that matters. Lighting. Low lighting and candles add mystery and drama. Ooh. That's actually kind of true. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have a weird situation in my place where, like, I got a man cave, or like normal people call it the living room, dining room. But I have like my own light. There's no actual light that's built into the wall, so I got to provide my own light. So it's a little bit low anyway. I can make it higher if I want to, but it's a good vibe. And here's the trick. I have two types of lights: Christmas lights or party lights. And guess what? They're both the same fucking lights. I keep them up all year round. It doesn't matter. I think they look cool. Right now, it's kind of like the Christmas season. So for now, until I guess February, they're Christmas lights. And after that, they're just party lights. So I don't feel like taking them down. Creates a good little mood, when people come over for a party. And there you go. Let there be light. Christmas light. Venue. Hiring a venue can really impress the guests. You don't have to worry about the furniture, and the bar is already stocked. Many restaurants have a private room that can be rented. And often, bars and nightclubs can give you a good deal midweek. That is very true. I mean, let's say, for example, you want to rent something in Toronto, which is going to cost you a fucking arm and a leg anyway. But if you do it midweek, you're going to save. But the problem is, a lot of people can't really party midweek. Most people, have like Friday nights, Saturdays, Sundays off. So if you could pull that off, that'd be pretty cool. But again, I got my own place. I could just have it in my place, I just tell people like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air: no spitting, no fighting, and use coasters. And that's it. Just keep it clean, I usually have booze on hand anyway because I'm European. And, those Canadian winters can be really long. And you never know when the fuck you're just going to be trapped inside. And, yeah. That always provides good entertainment, and people seem to enjoy that. They seem to enjoy the atmosphere that is my place, and yeah, so far so good. So if you can't afford it, rent. Look, I would love to rent out a whole restaurant one day and just go and look at the menu and go, yeah, this is perfect. What do you mean? Yeah, I want one of everything, and that's it. Could that happen one day? I don't know, but until then, I'm gonna save a couple $1,000 and just keep it at my place. Activities. Why not install a photo booth? A quick snap is always fun. Or, for the glamorous casino feel, hire a roulette table and cropier. This is how poor I am. I can't even pronounce this word. I'm assuming this is the dude who spins the wheel and the dealer and all this shit. So I'm just gonna wing it here. Yeah, again, I can't afford this shit, Mr. Diddy. But one day, hopefully, I will. Yeah, but I always provide games anyway. I got my Nintendo hooked up. If you don't like Nintendo, get the fuck out of my place, because if you're a dickhead if you don't like Nintendo. I got the music going. Sometimes we play some card games. We just kind of wing it. I even have like one of those like $2 NBA hoop things that you get from the dollar store, and you just set up some games. And sometimes I'll have like an Easter egg hunt for Easter. I don't give a shit. Sometimes you just wing it. It's just fun. You a lot of people. It's funny. Like, you say things like that, and people just laugh. But then, like, you'd be surprised, like, how many people, their inner child will come out in a party. And then they think back to all the parties they went to when they were a kid, and they're like, holy shit, like, this is like reminiscent. So why not? If everyone's having a good time, let's do it. Invitations. Be creative. How about a message in a bottle for your beach party? If I could afford a house in Toronto, which I think the average house at this time is over 700,000, that would be great. I'm sure if I had a house on the beach, I think that would cost 3-4 times the amount. So goodbye to that idea. You know what? Worst case scenario, I'll just fill up my tub. We can, all go swimming in there. Have I had people shower at my place during a party? Yes, I have. I'm not going to get into details on that one. The point is, the beach atmosphere is always cool, and, be creative, with the invitations. Me personally, I just do the whole Facebook thing. I send people texts, and, I'll put a funny picture on Facebook, just make it memorable, and, just make sure people will remember what day it is. Because I've literally had people, I've had a party on a Saturday. People will text me Sunday, saying, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't make your party. And they thought it was that Saturday. It's actually the Saturday before or coming up. So, all I ask is, if you can understand English, that would be a great start, for, understanding my invites. But other than that, Facebook, texting, boom, there it is. The host's outfit. If you dress conservatively, it allows guests to stand out and feel special. And those who haven't dressed up aren't made to feel awkward. Okay. Now this is a good one because I once had a date come over and, she even asked me, she said, do I get dressed up? I said, no, it's casual. She showed up, she looked beautiful, honestly. I mean, she had a really nice red dress on, but everyone else was, very casual. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I have very fancy friends. That's not to say that my friends can't be fancy. I'm just saying I'm a very casual guy. If people want to dress casual, it's cool with me. So I think at one point I looked at her and I think she felt kind of awkward. So yeah, if someone does ask if it's casual, really pound it in their head, say, look, it's casual, it's cool, But I'm glad she dressed up like that because she made me look really good. So that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I throw casual parties. I'm not looking for the all-white party. I think, to be honest with you, I think a white party is a bad idea because every time I wear something white, especially if I buy brand new white stuff, the first day I wear it, I spill Kool-Aid all over it and it's ruined. I can't, I can't afford to wear white. I really can't. For the most part, I try to wear like dark clothes. I'm a bit of a foodie, which means, in layman's terms, I'm a fat ass. So I like to eat. Something is going to spill eventually. So, just dress casual, dress loose. Think about it. You're going to be partying all night, just be comfortable. That's it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Casual. Talking point. Create a stir with an eye, catching centerpiece. A vodka lounge ice sculpture looks good. And there's a drink at the end as well. I just realized sometimes when I do these podcasts, I don't know, I talk like William Shatner for some reason. I don't know. Is it a Canadian thing or okay? But anyways, yeah, no, that's true. You see, with my place, I don't know. My place, I got all the posters and cards and a couple toys up. I don't know. It looks like fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse anyway. So no problem there. People look around and they're like, "Wow, this is cool." So yeah, it is cool to have that one, or just a couple things that are eye catching. It's like when you go to an art museum. You present art. You want to create a good conversation. And not everyone's going to agree with, the stuff there, but it creates, a good little conversation piece. So yeah, thank you, Diddy. I agree. Transportation. Call up your local cab firm to have some taxis on standby at the end of the evening. Again, I don't have money, but we do have Beck Taxi. So I can't tell you how many times Beck Taxi has gotten me out of a jam. Yeah, so again, don't drink and drive. You're gonna drink a lot. Just make sure you got the number on hand, and yeah, make sure that the people actually go into the cab. Because if people, use your not account, but your number, then if they fuck up, then it looks bad on you. So try to have them call from their phone. Because if they fuck up, that's their problem. So I'm not being a dick. I'm just being honest. And the last thing, morning after kit. Send guests home with a goodie bag, bottles of water, chocolates, and Alka-Seltzer. Wow, I haven't heard that word in a while. But, yeah, I agree too. A lot of times, yeah, I'll send people home with some stuff. I mean, I usually just have tons of leftovers anyway. the last party I had, I came out of the bathroom and the one dude, he was just going to my cabinet and looking for something. I'm like, dude, what are you looking for? He's like, oh, I'm just looking for Ziploc bags. I'm like, why? Oh, so I could take some food home. I'm like, dude, I would have done that for you. It's okay, like, I don't know. I thought he was looking for the stash box or something. Not that I have one, but yeah, you know, that's cool. I mean, a lot of this it saves me from cleaning up anyway, so that's pretty cool. And that, my friends, is how you throw a kick-ass party, Diddy style. So these are all really good points. That's cool. So yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, I mean, just to have a good party. I mean, if you can have all these things, again, Diddy's got way more money to play with than I do. But again, I mean, it's just very simple things. I mean, to me, it just boils down to, booze, food, and music. And if you got a decent little floor to dance on, I think you're set. So, so as for me, I've had many parties in the past. I'm not going to lie to you. I've had parties that, like 15 people have showed up. I've had parties that literally 2 people show up. It all depends. I mean, as you get older, it's tougher to get everyone in one room at the same time. So, you got to do what you got to do and just keep on trucking, whatever the fuck that means. But I think it means just keep on going. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to have to ask my parents about that. Maybe they don't know either. But yeah, me personally, I just like to have a good party because, it's almost like a good excuse to get all my friends together. And as you get older, like I said before, it's hard to get everyone in one room at the same time, at the same day, and hopefully you have different friends that haven't met, each other's friends, whatever. And you just hope that everyone just gets along and has a good vibe, So, yeah, I mean, so far so good. Have I had any parties that have gotten out of hand? Yes, absolutely. There has been fights. There has been parties that I have to kick people out of because they just get too fucked up or they don't get along with someone. It does happen. I mean, not everyone is going to get along with everyone. And, as a host, as a good host, you have to make sure that the safety is there for the rest of your guests that actually know how to act right and have a good time. Now, I could talk to you about many parties I've had, but I tell you what, I'm going to talk to you about the most recent party I had because 1, it's fresh in my memory, and 2, I just think it's pretty interesting. And does this happen at usual parties? Who knows? But let's see what you guys think after this. So, I wanted to have a very simple Christmas party. I set up a bunch of Jello shots, cherry, of course. 'Tis the season to be red, and a bunch of food, and all the posters and all that were already up. So Diddy would be very proud, especially if he was a hockey and basketball fan. But yeah, everything was all set. So then the first person comes. Now, this is a person that I've known for 4 years. Now, has there been some kind of sexual tension, innuendos there? Absolutely. Back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, so we were just shooting the shit for a while. And then the next person comes, good friend I just met recently, cool dude, smart guy. And we're all just sitting on the couch, just chilling out. I'm watching the game because I'm very focused on my pro line. And, but at the same time, we're all just joking, shooting the shit with each other. It's a good time. But then again, the vibe kind of goes back and forth. She wasn't very happy with, my booze selection, although she drank like 20 shots, so, there's some irony there. He was cool. He brought some beers for himself. I had some more beers for him in the fridge. It's all good there, And the crazy thing that always happens at a party is that, especially if you're a guy, you're interested in a certain girl and you're like, you know what? I really think I can fuck her. I really think like this could actually happen, But is that the booze talking? Is that the weed talking? I don't know. But it could actually happen. So in this case, I was like, okay, I think she's feeling me. I'm feeling her, whatever. So then at one point, like, we're just in the kitchen, and she made a joke earlier saying, like, if more people aren't gonna come, I'm just gonna get naked. So I thought she was just being funny. It turns out she was actually being very serious. So what happened was, in the kitchen, guys, get ready to high five me. In the kitchen, she just basically ripped off her top, and she's wearing a beautiful bra, looking good as always. And keep in mind, like, I'm in the kitchen with her. My friend is just, sitting there by himself in the living room. And, we're kind of just whispering to each other. We're making out, whatever. And then she's like, let's just go to your bedroom, And in my head, I'm like, okay, there's only one other person here. If I was in my buddy's shoes, I would take one for the team. So that's it. And I told my buddy, look, I'll be right back. Again, I don't know what I'll be right back meant. I mean, that could be 5 minutes, that could be an hour, who knows? So we go in there, and we just basically go at it. So those 4 years, it was a big buildup, and we're just going at it. Apparently, for a little woman, she was extremely hungry. And what I mean by that is she bit me like crazy. And I have pictures and scars in my head to prove it. But other than that, it was awesome. Then at one point we're going at it, and my friend is in the living room, and he's just yelling at me, like, give it to her good, buddy, and I'm like, I will, because I was distracted by pussy, and it was great. It was great. And then we were still going at it, and I felt bad for my buddy, but then I felt really good for me. And then, like, we're in there for a good like 20 minutes still. And my buddy, of course, is still in the living room, and at one point, she's taking care of me. And then my buddy just says, okay, listen, guys, I'm going to go, and in my head, I'm like, I feel bad, but at the same time, I still feel good. And, I'm like, okay, dude, take care. She's got her mouth full. But anyways, so I'm like, okay, cool. So far, this is a pretty good party, if you can call it that. Then, after all said and done, we're all just all of us, fuck, what am I saying? It's just the two of us just hanging out, whatever, right? And, we're just shooting the shit, whatever. And, she falls asleep. I'm just up, I'm still hungry, and I just want to drink, whatever, so I'm just watching some TV. And, she comes later on and joins me on the couch. We're just cuddling, whatever. At one point, she kind of just, falls asleep on the couch. I'm like, okay, cool. I got the bed to myself. Awesome. So then I'm about to, hit the old hay. And it's like, I think 1:45 in the morning. I'm ready for bed. I'm like, okay, this wasn't the most, P. Diddy party of all time. But, I had fun. So my friend texts me, and she's like, everyone's gathered at my place or whatever, and I'm like, okay, cool. So like, what are you guys up to? And she's like, well, can we come over? I'm like, you know what, I gotta finish this food. I got like literally like 100 shots left. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with all this shit. Let's do it. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I know the woman I'm with, she just wants to go to bed. I see, this is where a good host comes in mind. Like, certain people are not going to get along. Like, if certain people don't get along with you, they're definitely not going to get along with your friends. You just get that vibe. So I just asked her, I said, you know what? I got some people coming over. I think it's best if you just leave. She's cool. Yeah, so she left, I mean, she was falling asleep anyway, so it's all good there. So then my friends came, and, we started partying more. The music got definitely louder. One buddy of mine, I mean, he was completely wrecked, and that's another problem, is that a lot of people, when they come to parties, they already, pre-party and pre-drink and all that, or pre-smoke, or in this case, pre-brownie. Now, he was absolutely wrecked. Now, it actually worked out better because, sometimes he seems kind of angry. But in this case, like, he actually seemed really happy, which a lot of people do when they, have some marijuana. And, he was like dancing and all that. So it was a good little vibe there. That was cool. It was just very out of his character. I mean, this guy's a very, rock-driven guy, so to see him, dance like, Drake and Hotline Bling, it was just pretty funny. So, yeah, he made fun of my eyebrows. I made fun of his height. I was surprised he could actually see that high to see them. But, it's all good vibes there, And, playing some good tunes, playing some good music, everyone just doing shots, Now, here's the situation. A lot of people, when they have parties, they have friends come over, and they're like, is it okay if my friend comes over? Now, you don't know these people, but you know what? You want to give them the benefit of a doubt. You want to just say, okay, you know what? It's cool, And in this case, it did work out. They're cool people, But there was a situation with the bathroom. Now, all I'm going to say is this. When you go to someone's house, the bathroom scene seems to be one of the main places people spend a lot of time in. Now, if you remember my local bar podcast, okay, it's like those bathrooms. You gotta watch out for these people doing stupid shit in the bathroom. Now, a lot of you people know what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, it's like Kramer said in Seinfeld. These people live in the bathroom, okay? So you already know what I'm talking about. But just show respect. Don't do that shit at my place or anybody else's place, because it's that person that's going to be held responsible, because that's not cool. So that's all I'm saying, And I don't mean to create like a weird vibe or nothing like that, but at the same time, don't do crazy shit, okay? Don't do illegal shit. Don't do something stupid that you wouldn't do at your place. You know what I mean? Like, if you still live at home, or if you still, want to like break out and show whatever, that's fine, but, respect someone's place. Don't do it here. Don't do it at someone else's place. That's not cool. So that's all I'm saying. Now, everything else is going good, but at the same time, the same dude had the brownie. He started switching over to the vodka. Now, people act differently on weed as they do compared to alcohol. Now, a lot of people already know this, okay? It's like in Vietnam. When people started smoking weed, they were like, fuck, I don't want to fight these wars anymore. But then they jack them up with alcohol, and that gets them all going, Same thing with a lot of people, They get all jacked up on the alcohol. And, this guy at one point wanted to fight me. Personally, I thought it was funny. I mean, it almost looked like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, like Little Mac, going after Bald Bull or something like that. But still, I didn't engage. He eventually left, Again, if you got a lot of issues buried in you, just with anybody, don't drink alcohol and don't overdo it. And like at a party scene, it's got to be a nice, chill, relaxing vibe. And I'm saying this more to guys, because if you go to a party and if you like talk to a girl and she doesn't want to fuck you, like just respect that, man. Like don't get all like angry and shit, and don't think like everyone else is trying to like fuck your girl and all that. I mean, just relax, just chill. I mean, I'm not angry at you. We're not angry at you. Just relax, man, And that's it. I mean, can't think of anything else that really happened at that party. We're just all having a good time, I set up the Nintendo. You know what? And that's another thing, too. I hate it when I set up the Nintendo. People talk shit, and they think they can beat me at Nintendo. You can't beat me, all right? Fuck it. Please, don't waste my time. Don't waste my time, okay? I won $10 that night off a couple bets, so don't waste my time. Actually, you know what? Do waste my time, because I like betting with Nintendo. It's a safe bet for me. But other than that, everything else went great. Me personally too. Oh, one thing I want to say as well is when people smoke, me personally, I like when people go outside and smoke, because then you have like 10 people smoking cigarettes and everything's gonna fucking reek inside. Just go outside and smoke. You know what I mean? Like it's good just to get some air anyway. That's one thing I've always noticed too. Like when people smoke, like people that don't even smoke, they want to go outside and just feel the vibe anyway. I don't know. It's a different vibe when you go outside and just get some air and smoke. I don't know. It's almost like a quick little break or something. But yeah, other than that, it was a great party. So yeah, that's the parties I like. You know, drinking, smoking, getting laid. Just simple things in life. I'm a simple man. People that know me know that. So that's why I love having parties and just seeing my friends have a good time, and they've treated me with respect over the years, and show everybody a good time, because everybody needs to let loose once in a while. Guys, we stress over work, and ladies, they stress over work, and you know people in general stress over work, and I just want to party. My girl likes to party all the time. Just go nuts. But treat the place that you go to with respect. Treat it like it's your place. Actually, you know what? That's not good saying that, because a lot of people treat their places like shit. Treat like you think people would want to treat their place. If that makes any sense, what I just said. Just treat the place very nice, okay? That's all I ask. I don't want to wake up and go to the bathroom and find my toilet in the living room. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's party!